Good morning. After revaluation account, our next topic, let us discuss some important note or important things that you should take care while solving the problems. In many problems or many questions, you may have found these topics in adjustments, like there is a difference between machinery reduced by 25% and machinery reduced to 25%. Now here machinery reduced by 25% means out of the value given in the balance sheet about machinery, you will deduct 25% of that value. For example, if the value of machinery is given 1 lakh rupees, you will deduct 25% of 1 lakh rupees. Thus, the new value of machinery will be 75,000. But machinery reduced to 25,000 means, or 25% means, if the value of machinery is 1 lakh, the new value of the machinery will now be 25,000. All debtors are good means provision for doubtful debts is not required and hence should be credited or written back. Now in sub questions you have found that debtors are also given in the balance sheet, and in the inner column of balance sheet less provision for doubtful debts is also given. So in that case we will do that if all debtors are good is written. In this case there is a profit for the firm, that means the probability of loss is now 0 because all the debtors will be paying the amount. So we will credit revaluation account and we will debit provision for doubtful debts. So in the revaluation account, in the credit side we will write buy provision for doubtful debts. So it will be considered as a profit. Then bad debt and provision for doubtful debt. First deduct bad debt from debtors and then calculate provision for doubtful debts on balance debtors. So it is a normal case in which normally in class 11 also you have been taught, you have learned that if we have to calculate provision for doubtful debts. So first we will deduct bad debt if given in the adjustment, and then from that remaining balance we will calculate the provision for doubtful debts. Then if old provisions for doubtful debts is given, it should be debited to revaluation account, and in addition deficit provision for doubtful debts should be debited to revaluation account. So these things as at class 11 you have been taught, you should take care of. Now next the topic is adjustment of deferred revenue expenditure. What is deferred revenue expenditure? Revenue expenditure we all know is an expenditure which is regular in nature, but they are normally small in amount. But in case of deferred revenue expenditure, it usually happens that very large amount of expenditure is done which is revenue in nature, but due to the large amount we will not pass entry or we will not enter entire amount in the profit and loss account in the same year. So suppose 1 lakh rupees has been spent on advertisement, and usually that particular business does not spend 1 lakh rupees regularly every month. So that 1 lakh rupees will be deducted from or passed to profit and loss account gradually in 3 or 4 years or even 5 years. So that advertisement account is called deferred revenue expenditure. So advertisement suspense account is very good example of deferred revenue expenditure. Although it is a revenue expenditure, but it is deferred. That means the entry passing will be deferred for several years. So 1 lakh rupees will not be written down same year, it will be written off gradually in many years. So if it is 1 lakh rupees, in the first year it will be written off, and then gradually 20,000 or 25,000 each, it will take 4 years. So that's what you have learnt in class 11 about deferred revenue expenditure. But what is the treatment of deferred revenue expenditure in case of partnership? This is a new treatment. Deferred revenue expenditure is written off at the time of admission of a partner by debiting old partners' capital or current account in their old profit sharing ratio. So as in case of goodwill, so it is like a goodwill also, because goodwill is also an asset, and in that case, or in case of admission, what we do, we write off the old goodwill. So we will debit the old partner's capital account and credit goodwill account. Similarly, in case of advertisement suspense account appearing in the balance sheet, we will debit old partner's capital account or current account in old ratio and credit advertisement suspense account. So one example is also given, in which advertisement suspense account exists in the book at rupees 2 lakh, and there are two partners. So partners will be debited with old profit sharing ratio. If the profit sharing ratio is not given, they will be debited equally. So in this example, 1 lakh rupees has been debited to each partner, and advertisement suspense account has been credited by 2 lakh rupees. Now the main topic, accounting for reserves, accumulated or undistributed profits and losses. We have discussed in the last chapter also that what is the treatment of undistributed profits. Reserves is also a part of undistributed profit. So in case of admission of a partner, what is the treatment of these reserves? So if at the time of admission of a partner, balance in reserve, accumulated profits and losses exist in balance sheet, they are transferred to old partner's capital or current account in their old profit sharing ratio. So suppose there is a credit balance in the profit and loss account, partner's capital account or current account will be credited and profit and loss account will be debited. But if there is a debit balance in the profit and loss account, partners will be debited and profit and loss account will be credited. So normally we have these type of things like profit and loss account, general reserve, workman compensation reserve, investment fluctuation reserve. These are the part of undistributed profit which are distributed to the partners in case of admission. So distributed to the old partners in case of admission of a new partner. So old partners capital or current account are credited because it is undistributed profit. So old partners should get the share of the undistributed profit in the old profit sharing ratio. What is the logic behind distributing the share of old profit among the old partners at the time of admission? The simple logic is, since the old partners have earned that profit in the past and the accumulated profits or saved profit has been due to the effort of old partners, and the new partners do not have any contribution to those profits or general reserve which are appearing in the balance sheet. Since the new partner has no effort in earning that profit, so that profit should be now transferred to the old partners, and that is why any amount of profit which is in the balance sheet, that should be transferred to the old partners in old ratio. Similarly, in case of loss also, if there is any accumulated loss like advertisement suspense account or profit and loss account debit balance on the asset side of balance sheet, these accumulated losses will also be transferred to old partners in old ratio, because the new partner has nothing to do with that old loss. He has nothing, he or she has no contribution to that loss also. The loss appearing in the balance sheet is due to the old partners. So old partners will bear those losses also. In that case, their capital or current account will be debited and profit and loss account will be, or respective account will be credited. So this is all about reserves and accumulated losses treatment, although we have discussed these things in the last chapter also. In case of admission also, same would be the treatment. What is reserve? Reserve is an amount set out of profit to meet a liability or a possible loss. So it is a part of profit. Every year some part of profit is saved and transferred to a reserve account, and there are different types of reserves also. So we will discuss different types of reserves like compensation, employee compensation reserve and investment fluctuation reserve. These were also discussed in the last chapter, so they are treated. Now this particular topic, Employee Provident Fund and ESI. In many questions you will find Employee Provident Fund and some amount of Employee Provident Fund appearing in the balance sheet on the liability side. Now remember, Employees Provident Fund and ESI are for the employees, so they will not be distributed to old partners. So apart from accumulated profits, you will not consider employee PF or ESI as part of old profit. These are the amount deposited by the employees for their retirement or social security. So these social security schemes will not be distributed among old partners in case of admission of a partner. They will remain as it is in the balance sheet. So in the new balance sheet after admission also, there will be no change in these amount. They will not be touched. So next is workmen compensation reserve. Before that, we can discuss one illustration also. Distribution of general reserve and accumulated profits. A and B are partners in a firm sharing profits and losses in the ratio 5:3. C was admitted for 1/3 share in profits. In this case, we have nothing to do with the new share of C. The old share or old profit sharing ratio between A and B is given 5:3. We have to consider that, and that is given, general reserve is given 60,000. 60,000 will be distributed among the old partners in the ratio 5:3, which is old profit sharing ratio. Now in case of profit and loss account, you can observe that a balance of 20,000 in the profit and loss account on the asset side of balance sheet. If profit and loss account appears on the asset side of balance sheet, it means that there is a loss. So though that loss will be transferred to partners, and partners will be now debited. So in the second entry, you can see A's capital account and B's capital account is debited in the ratio 5:3, and profit and loss account is credited. Next is workmen compensation reserve. Workmen compensation reserve is the reserve set out by firm to meet a liability. So we have discussed that workmen, as the name suggests, workmen compensation is created out of profits to pay compensation to the workers in case of any accident or any type of harm caused to that particular employee. So if there is any claim of payment of workmen compensation to any employee, that amount will be paid, and if there is no claim, the entire amount will be transferred to old partners capital account in old profit sharing ratio. So what is the accounting treatment? There can be several conditions. When there is no claim against workmen compensation reserve, in this situation total amount of workmen compensation reserve is transferred to old partners, that is credited to old partners capital or current account in old ratio. So this is the general entry, workmen compensation reserve debited to old partners capital or current account. When there is a claim, there can be several situations. One situation is if the claim is less than the amount appearing in the balance sheet liability side. So in that case, the entire amount of claim will be paid to the worker, and remaining amount will be transferred to old partners in old profit sharing ratio. So suppose there is workmen compensation reserve of 1 lakh, claim is 50,000. So entry will be workmen compensation reserve debited 1 lakh to workmen compensation claim 50,000 to old partners capital or current account 50,000. So remaining 50,000 will be transferred in old profit sharing ratio. Second condition, when the claim is equal to amount of workmen compensation reserve. In this case, suppose the workmen compensation reserve is 1 lakh, claim is also 1 lakh. In that case, partners will not get anything. So entry will be workmen compensation reserve to workmen compensation claim account 1 lakh. And if there is more claim, what will happen? In that case, it is a loss. So the amount of workman compensation reserve will be entirely transferred, and the loss amount, that means the excess of claim over reserve. So suppose there is a claim of 1,20,000 and there is a reserve of 1 lakh only. So excess claim is rupees 20,000. So the entry will be workman compensation reserve debited 1 lakh, revaluation account debited 20,000 to workman compensation claim 1,20,000. So revaluation account is debited 20,000 because of this loss. And now this loss will be transferred to old partners in old profit sharing ratio. So old partners capital current account will be debited in old ratio to revaluation account 20,000, that will be distributed in or transferred to debit side of partners capital current account in old ratio. So these are the discussions of workman compensation reserve. So in the next class we will discuss the next topic, investment fluctuation reserve, and then we will solve some numericals. Thank you.